Thanks for joining us today for you on the Daily Edition. Aprons at the ready. Manu gives us a sneak peek at the new season of MKR. And this one is like nothing you've ever seen before.
Oh, and don't mess with Madonna. Why the singer is enforcing tough new rules on her latest tour.
Then CoverGirl Samantha Harris on the new model search where looks aren't the main criteria.
Also today, what really happens to your body when you diet, according to science? Our expert reveals what we should be eating instead.
And Jessica Simpson's shock revelations in a candid interview about her past. We'll have all those details coming up for you.
First, the latest from the 7 Newsroom. Hundreds of Australians currently in China are anxiously awaiting a medical evacuation home as the threat of the coronavirus intensifies. Once evacuated, they'll be taken to Christmas Island, where they'll be placed in quarantine for up to 14 days or until they are given the all-clear by a doctor. The government has defended using the detention centre as a quarantine zone, despite residents still living on the island.
The reality is that people need to be accommodated somewhere for up to 14 days. I can't clear out a hospital in Sydney or Melbourne or Brisbane. I don't have a facility otherwise that we can quickly accommodate for what might be many hundreds of people.
Also today, airlines Lufthansa and British Airways announced it would suspend flights to and from mainland China. One of the 7 confirmed cases in Australia, 4 of those are in Sydney. 3 men and a woman are being kept in isolation as they recover from the flu-like symptoms. Jessica Ridley has more.
Well, the confirmed cases of coronavirus in New South Wales remains at 4, all those patients being treated here at Westmead. But the Health Department advises that 2 of them have almost made a full recovery and will be discharged soon. That said, there are still 16 potential cases that are being investigated here. But health authorities are really concerned about the misinformation out there, particularly about the spread of coronavirus and whether or not you should be wearing face masks. Surgical masks have been flying off shelves. That's despite the Chief Medical Officer advising that it's unnecessary to be taking that precaution. Now, parents have been told to keep their children home from school. That's at public schools, private schools and daycares as well if they were in China over the school holidays. And that advice is for the next 14 days to be locked up. It does seem fear is spreading faster than this virus. We saw on Tuesday night a Chinese man collapsed in Chinatown. He was suffering a heart attack, but the people around him didn't offer him CPR, thinking that he may have contracted the virus.
Jessica Ridley there, and a 44-year-old Chinese national is in quarantine in the Gold Coast University Hospital after showing symptoms of coronavirus. The man from Wuhan is said to be in a stable condition, and members of the Chinese women's soccer team are now in quarantine in a Brisbane hotel after arriving from Shanghai. They will remain isolated until February 5th after confirmation they had passed through Wuhan. The doctor says all the players are feeling perfectly well. 2 people have been confirmed to have the virus in Victoria. The latest is a man in his 60s who had travelled to Wuhan. He's now isolated and recovering at home. Before symptoms appeared, he had dined at the House of Delight restaurant in Glen Waverley on Australia Day. The restaurant is now closed. There have been emotional scenes in Brussels as European MPs signed off on the final terms of Britain's Brexit divorce deal, the final milestone to allow the UK to formally leave the European Union on Friday. After a passionate debate, the Chamber ratified the agreement, singing a rendition of Auld Lang Syne, the traditional Scottish folk song of farewell. The Duchess of Cambridge has surprised staff and children at a London preschool. She helped to prepare a nutritious breakfast for the children as part of her campaign for early childhood wellbeing. The mother of 3 launched a survey called The Big 5 Questions on the Under 5s. It researches early childhood nutrition and mental health in order to better prepare youngsters for school. It feels quite odd passing on royal news that's just royal news of them doing their duties, really,
I know. That didn't involve Meghan or Harry. It was quite strange.
Yeah, or Prince Andrew,
yeah. Well, still to come for you this afternoon, there's a clash in the kitchen. Yes, Manu Fidel drops by the desk with the inside scoop on the new season of MKR and why he's shaking things up and he's going head-to-head with fellow judge Colin Fasnage. Now next, Vanessa Bryant breaks her silence after the tragic helicopter crash which claimed the life of her husband, NBA star Kobe, and their 13-year-old daughter. Vanessa Bryant has made her first public acknowledgement of her husband's tragic death. The NBA legend Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter accident 3 days ago, in which the couple's 13-year-old daughter Gigi also died.
Let's now join entertainment editor Peter Ford. Good afternoon, Pete. So how has Vanessa honoured her husband?
Oh, it's a very powerful statement. It's actually a surprisingly long statement, so go online and try and find it and read it. Now, she goes on to talk about the fact that she can't even find the words to describe the pain that she and her daughters are going through at this point in time. And she goes on to talk about the fact she's not even sure where they'll move forward from this point. So this is clearly someone who is still shell-shocked, grieving, all of those things. Interestingly, she had turned her Instagram account to private for the last couple of days, and then she put it back public again today to present the picture there and also her message. So, and it's a message of thanks, but it's clearly also a message of somebody who was asking for the immediate future to be left to grieve privately. She's also acknowledged that obviously other people died in that accident as well, and in fact there is a link there to provide financial assistance to other people, not for her own family. Clearly there's no monetary worries there, but for other people who are not in that same position who may want to help out as well. So check it out. She seems like a remarkably brave and strong woman, but obviously grieving deeply.
Yeah, it was a really heartfelt post, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pete, Jessica Simpson has spoken out about her struggle with alcohol. What she said?
Yeah, well, hopefully good times ahead for her. She has a book out, so she's on the publicity trail, and she's talked about the fact that we know she's been on this roller coaster life for the last several years, but she is stemming it way back to 6 years of sexual abuse when she was a child. Sexual abuse from a female that took place when she finally did tell her parents. She was too scared to because they're religious. It all stopped. They took control. But nonetheless, in effect, the damage was done. Now, in fact, we talked about her a couple of years ago when she appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and it was pretty clear then that she was under the influence. Have a look at this.
Hey, Jessica.
Very exciting.
It's very exciting to
I'm
have...
not pregnant on your show.
Are you sure you're not pregnant? I heard that
Yes,
you were pregnant.
I am. Oh, gosh. No.
You're not
We
pregnant.
got an IUD. Nothing is going to get in that uterus.
Okay.
So I guess, the nature of the game is you do something like that publicly, people are going to laugh and they're going to make a point about it. I'm the worst offender of that. You go on TV drunk, we're going to talk about it, right? But even herself now, that she is in a much better place, she talks about the fact she looks back on that interview and is so embarrassed. Have a look at this.
Can't watch it.
Yeah.
It was a weak moment for me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in the right place. I had started a spiral and I couldn't catch up with myself, and that was with alcohol.
So fingers crossed it's good times ahead for Jessica Simpson.
And snakeskin on leopard print there in that interview, is that even
I liked it.
possible? Right.
All faux, I'm sure. All faux.
Now, Pete, the Oscars are just around the corner. Details of a special performance have been leaked, so what do we know?
Yeah, well, Billie Eilish is probably the hottest name in music at the moment. Young girl, she and her brother create this music in their garage at home, and she's taken the world by storm. It is now confirmed that she will perform at the Oscars on our Monday week. A lot of people are jumping to the conclusion she's going to debut the next James Bond theme, because she is doing that. I would be very surprised if that happens. I think a much more likely scenario is she may provide the music for the In Memoriam section, but is confirmed she will perform at the Oscars.
All right, we'll wait with bated breath. Now, Madonna has finally started the London leg of her tour, Pete, but fans have been ordered to follow a bit of a bizarre rule.
Yeah, she's playing the London Palladium. Any performer wants to play there. I mean, it's one of the great venues. But if you're going to see her on her 14-night run there, you've got to have your phone locked away. You can keep it on your person, but you have to have it put into this bag that is then locked. and then as you leave the theatre, you can take it with you and have it unlocked and get it out of that bag and hand the bag back. A lot of performers are doing this. Obviously, there's cost involved to the performers, but they would rather have that and have that control than have a whole bunch of terrible pictures and vision appearing around the world.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Not a bad idea. We'll see how that takes up. Well, you know, you're meant to be there immersing yourself in the performance.
Yeah.
But if you didn't post it, you weren't there.
Well, that seems to be the theory nowadays, doesn't it?
Thanks,
Great, Pete. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, coming up, the Queen's social media secret revealed what you didn't know about Her Majesty after this.
We're well into the new year, folks.
And right now, we're serving up the summer savings.
Let's see what's on offer in this week's What's On in the Warehouse.
What's on in the warehouse?
We all love the Australian Open, Brodie.
We sure do. If you're thinking of going this year, pop into the Chemist Warehouse store to pick yourself up some Grand Slam essentials.
Oh, we're super excited, Brodie, because this year, for the very first time, Chemist Warehouse will have their very own pop-up store at the Australian Open.
Grab essentials like deodorant, Panadol, sunscreen, and whatever else you need to get you through the day. You know how terrible it is when you and your family are dehydrated?
That's when it's time to turn to Hydrolite, Australia's #1 oral rehydration solution. Hydrolite has been scientifically formulated to help replace lost water and electrolytes.
Exclusive to Chemist Warehouse, Hydrolite Effervescent 60s are just $19.99.
When hot or cold foods trigger your tooth sensitivity, enjoying mealtime or even your morning coffee can present a real challenge.
Eating an ice cream on a hot summer's day is probably something sufferers of tooth sensitivity would rather avoid then.
Not anymore, Brodie. They can find fast, effective relief from tooth sensitivity with Sensodyne Rapid Relief toothpaste. It's clinically proven to relieve the pain of tooth sensitivity at just 60 seconds. Brushing twice a day, every day, you'll find fast, effective relief from tooth sensitivity with Sensodyne Rapid Relief toothpaste. In fact, 2 in 3 people suffer from sensitive teeth.
What causes sensitivity, Grace?
It can be due to numerous factors, including receding gums or even thinning enamel. And without the tooth's protective enamel layer, our dentine becomes exposed, which makes teeth more susceptible to sensitivity pain. It's as easy as using Sensodyne Rapid Relief toothpaste twice a day, every day, to build ongoing and long-lasting protection. Sensodyne Rapid Relief provides fast relief at just 60 seconds. Plus, with twice daily brushing, it builds ongoing and long-lasting protection from tooth sensitivity. Sensodyne Rapid Relief is now $8.99 at Chemist Warehouse. Did you know Australia has one of the highest rates of melanoma in the world, with one person succumbing to melanoma every 5 hours in Australia?
This summer, protecting your family from the harsh Australian sun will make a lot more sense with SunSense SPF 50+ sunscreens.
And this summer, SunSense is working towards the goal of 0 deaths from melanoma and is proud to be supporting the Melanoma Institute of Australia.
From January 19 to February 15, for every SunSense sunscreen purchased, $1 will go towards preventing and hopefully curing melanoma.
The range starts from just $5.49. Go to chemistwarehouse.com.au.
Or you can find us on the Chemist Warehouse app.
We're open 7 days till late.
Bye.
Well, she may be the ripe old age of 93, but it turns out the Queen is anything but out of touch, with reports Her Majesty likes to squeeze in some social media time in and around her royal duties.
Oh, she's just like the rest of us. Now, according to British tabloids, the Queen has a top-secret Facebook account which she accesses from her encrypted iPad and an encrypted iPhone. Now, that helps her to keep in touch with her family and her loved ones online. No word, though, on how many people she's got on her friend list.
So if you see a like from someone with a title HRH1234, it could be the
real deal.
The Queen, yeah. If she appears on TikTok anytime soon, I think the world's gone mad. But let's leave it at Facebook for now.
It's officially the end. All right, soon for you. Paleo, Atkins, intermittent fasting. Now, what really happens to our bodies on these extreme diets? We're going to meet the doctor who says that the long-term pain outweighs the short-term gain.
Plus, forget the contestants. This year, the judges are facing off in a battle of delicious proportions. Manu joins us live with an MKR appetiser next.
Tomorrow on Sunrise, a life-changing $100,000 jackpot from the Cash Cow.
Will you be next to win big? Be watching. We could be calling you. guys, back to you.
Thanks, guys. Well, the wait is almost over with the brand new season of My Kitchen Rules kicking off this Sunday night.
And it looks great. Don't forget the old days, though, when the judges would just sit there and enjoy those delicious meals, wouldn't they? Well, this year, their reputations are at stake as well.
MKR is truly a competition of the rivals this year. House versus house, and Colin versus Manu.
They're MKR's best of the best.
Dan and Steffi won. Yeah.
Can the challengers really take on the champions?
You've got pros, and then you've got the newbies like lambs to the slaughter.
Game on.
Colin's house is great. Manu's house is average. I'm going to kick your butt, that's all.
There's one thing the challengers have on their side.
We know how they cook. They don't know how we cook.
That's a good dish. I'd pay for that. Holy.
Tastes like a 10 to me.
If Manu says that's a bad dish, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, these promos have been sucking us in for a while now. Manu, it looks fantastic. Thanks for joining us in the studio.
You're welcome.
Now, for the last 10 years, you've been sitting there, I guess, enjoying the food as a judge, but the pressure is on you now. There's a new set of rules this year where you've got to lead a team. So just explain how the new season will work out.
I don't feel the pressure, actually. I get excited about the competition. It's nice to be part of the competition for once. It's nice to be back in the kitchen. It's nice to be chopping with sharp knives and showing great cooks to become a little more professional, I suppose.
Yep.
And it's exciting. And Colin is a great mate of mine, but I can't wait to kick his butt.
Yeah, well, the trash talking started.
I know, hasn't it? I know.
Promos, yeah.
You're in charge of the favourites, so tell us who we're going to see on your team.
We've got Dan and Steph, which were winners 7 years ago, and they're hard workers then, and they're still hard workers this time around. We've got Jake and Al, which also were against Dan and Steph, and then they were second runner-up. Again, Jake was 21 years old, now he's 28. So, you know, it's like there's a big gap in age as well. Jack and Shaz, you know, the Aussie moms, they're fantastic. We've got
Sophia as well,
Sophia and
she's
Ramel.
back, yeah.
A bit of spice here, you know. And the young girls, it's just escaped my mind.
So
You've got a lot of people
the fact that you've got the faves, these are guys that have been on the show before, they know how it works. So does that mean that you've got a little bit of an advantage, do you think? Or?
There is and there isn't as well, because they also think they know better. So for me to change their ways, it's sometimes harder. When you've got newbies, you just, like, you know, they...
Bit of a clean slate.
Yes, clean slate.
Yeah, you tell them what to do and they'll do it. So are you enjoying being in the kitchen, though, and guiding them and kind of giving them some of your expertise?
Very much so. Like, mentoring people who love cooking and help them out to cook better, it's a great job for me.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like you've been stranger in the kitchens in the past. You'd sort of pop in and see what they're doing and maybe give them a little bit of advice here and there, but you're in there, you know, pretty much
prep time.
The whole time.
So they've got a 3 hours prep time before the guests arrive. So I'm in there for 3 hours and I'm able to help them out, to show them how and what to do, what not to do, what they should do instead, and show them a little bit of technique here and there. And then as soon as the bell rings, I've got to go.
But that's good for us, the viewer, too, isn't it? Because we'll be able to almost get a cooking lesson from you as well.
Exactly that. Yeah, that's how
Look at you shaking your thing there. So
washing up, look at that, and just... whatever it takes to win.
That is... So now you're up against Colin, your rival. How... I mean, he's pretty competitive. How are you feeling? You're pretty...
Yeah, no, it's good. You know, we go at each other's throats. Yeah, that's for sure. Like, I mean, it's a funny banter, but we are serious also. I want to win. He wants to win. And that's it. That's the end of the game. I mean... The chefing industry, it's a brotherhood, but when there's a competition board, it's a different game. You know?
Yeah, but can we start the trash talking now, Manu? Because Colin's going to be appearing on the show. Maybe you can even look down the barrel and just send him a message.
Here tomorrow.
Can we get the trash talking started right now?
Colin, you're toasted.
I loved how you tied it in with the cooking reference still as well.
And why when French people say you're toasted, does it sound somehow really delicious?
Croque monsieur.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
But of course, a toast is a brioche. You know,
not like the rest of us plebs, you know. Now, if you were going to cook on MKR, what would you cook?
I don't know. I think it's hard to pick up a dish, but the thing that people go wrong often is trying to be complicated and do things to really show off. I think if you keep your cuisine simple, but make sure that every element are done well, you know. I think that's the key.
Yeah, it looks great, and I think obviously the fans will tune in, but maybe if people have drifted off the show the last few years,
please come back.
This is going to bring them back.
It's all about food this time. There's a little bit of spiciness, a bit of, you know, revelry and fights, but it's much more about food this time.
Yeah,
great, good
looks
fun.
great. Thanks,
Amazing.
Manu.
Thank you.
Well, we can't wait to see how this one plays out. The brand new series of My Kitchen Rules, The Rivals, premieres this Sunday night at 7 p.m. right here on 7. Don't want to miss it.
I'm looking forward to it. Now, soon for you, the extreme lengths that one dog owner went to for his precious pet and the multi-million-dollar price tag that went along with it.
If you want to cut your food preparation time in half, watch this. Hi, James.
Hi, Karen. Look, after a long day, you don't want to slave in the kitchen, do you?
No.
If you've got no room for bulky food processors and lots of appliances for lots of different jobs, you'll love our best-selling Sumo Slicer. Now, it's the fast, fun and easy way to grate, slice and shred up to 18 times faster. Now, watch this. Forget crying over onions. Just keep the skin facing in. And look at this. You can slice onions quickly and easily. You can make perfect slices every time for a sausage sizzle or stir-fries. You can easily grate carrots for the ultimate carrot salad. Look at this. You can also use it to make carrot cake perfectly. They power through and they go straight into the bowl. Now, we've had so many customers tell us their favourite recipes, just like this one. Look at this. You can now replace white rice with grated cauliflower rice, and it's a fantastic way to cut down on calories. It's healthy, it's delicious, and it's nutritious. You can grate biscuits without the mess and bake your favourite cheesecake base. Grate nuts and chocolates for sundaes, or mushrooms for soups and stews, or capsicum for pizza. Now, Karen, I have to apologise to everyone who's tried ordering in the past and they couldn't get through, but call now 029 387 4100 or get to cleverrange.com.au, because today when you buy one, you will get a second one absolutely free.
That's incredible. Buy one, get one free.
Look, these are amazing. Look at this. Stop cutting your fingers on these nasty old graters. We all know how difficult Parmesan cheese is to grate unless you've got a Sumo Slicer, because look at this. With just a few turns of the handle, you get perfectly grated cheese. Now, one thing I love about this is you can go all the way down without your hands going near the blade, so there's no waste. What about spiralised vegetables? They're really popular and they're just so healthy. But look at this. Turn the handle and you can make zucchini linguine in just seconds with hardly any effort at all, straight into the bowl. The secret is the super suction base that firmly holds the Sumo in place, and the 3 interchangeable Swift and Sharp stainless steel drums that do all the work for you.
It saves a lot of time in the kitchen. It's really straightforward and easy just to get through those fruit and veg.
It really is the best kitchen tool I've had in a long time.
Takes up no more space than a bottle of water. Unlock the top and it cleans easy under a tap. Look at this. This is one reason why we sell so many. If you love fresh garlic but hate chopping or squeezing to press the garlic out, look at this. It's the best garlic grater ever, and you're not touching it, so there's no smelly odour on your hands. Slice celery, grate ginger, shred strawberries and apples for baby food and more.
And the deal?
Big blenders take up space and can over-chop, over-blend and over-mush. But call 029 387 4100 or get to cleverrange.com.au right now. Get your Sumo Slicer for just $69.95. We'll give you the precision peeler to slice your prep time in half. Forwards or backwards, peel pumpkin, pineapple and potatoes, $20 in value. It's yours free. You'll also get the roll-it whole garlic peeler. Peels the skin right off the clove, also yours free. And if you're one of the first 97 orders right now, we'll double the whole offer.
Wow.
Buy one, get one free. Plus 2 peelers, 2 garlic rolls. Beware of imitations. Only Sumo Slicer has Clever Range on the front. Call 029 387 4100. Get to cleverrange.com.au and don't miss out.
Well, Super Bowl ads are often as anticipated as the big game itself, and this year a pet dog could be about to steal the show. Scout, the golden retriever, was given just a month to live after being diagnosed with an aggressive cancer.
But his owner refused to give up on him, taking him to the University of Wisconsin's veterinary program, where they saved his life. Now the dog lover has forked out for a 30-second Super Bowl slot to thank the surgeons who saved his life and also to encourage viewers to donate to their research. So how much was it? It was an incredible $6 million.
Wow.
$6 million.
For an ad, yeah. But I guess, you know, there's so many people watching it. Hopefully that will turn into a lot of money for the university. It'll be money well spent.
Wait and see.
We'll see, yeah. Ahead, model Samantha Harris reveals the new model search that's just more, about more than just good looks.
And next, can eating more help you shed the kilos? Meet the obesity expert who's encouraging women to pile up their dinner plates.
can't believe I'm telling you this. I wish it wasn't true. It is. It's huge. I can hear it.
Sounds like a jet engine.
Have you ever seen a fire like this?
Never. No man on earth could survive that.
The last words he said, I promise I'll be safe.
Those that work under me save the lives of many.
I'm right.
I'm a very proud captain.
I wanted to be able to do something.
Australia has seen a lot of bushfires. We have never seen anything like this.
Hellfire, the 7 News event, Tuesday, 9 o'clock.
Ladies, do you want the skinny on how to stay slim for good? Dr. Nick Fuller, an obesity expert from the University of Sydney, is turning everything you know about beating the bulge on its head. His latest book, Interval Weight Loss for Women, encourages us to ditch the diets and to adopt instead a sustainable approach to a fit physique.
Nick says eating more can help you shed the kilos and keep them off, and eating less can actually be damaging to your health.
Dr. Nick Fuller joins us now. Nick, nice to see you. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Let's get straight into it. Why is dieting bad for us?
Well, there's two main reasons contributing to this obesity problem, and it's our addiction to food, but also dieting. Typically, when we have a problem, we respond or react through diets, and there's a new diet every day of the week. 4, 8, 12-week online programs. We can lose weight, but what we're talking about here is preventing weight regain. And we know through science that dieting accelerates weight gain. Yep. The best example comes from this large data set looking at twins, more than 4,000 twins. They followed them up over 25 years, every 5 years. They found that the twin that had dieted was always heavier than the one that wasn't.
Oh, really?
Didn't, sorry.
Yeah. Gee, well, sustainability is the key. Now, you say there's 6 steps to successful weight loss, so understanding our biology is key to all of this. Just explain that.
Yeah, for decades, we've been told that the reason we're failing is due to that lack of willpower, that we just don't stick to the diet for long enough. But there is something else much bigger going on, and that is our biology. So the minute you sign up to a diet, you're doomed for failure. Your biology is basically preventing you from succeeding. And what I mean by that is when you lose a bit of weight, it reacts by getting rid of that stress, which is dieting and weight loss. Your metabolism will lower. Your appetite hormones will go up, telling you to eat more. So you basically go back to your starting point, and that's when your body is happy again. So
let's just put those 6 steps up again. If you can just, explain what we're talking about here.
Sure. So the 6 steps. So, some of the common problems we're dealing with is our inability to say no to foods. Everyone has that challenge with comfort and emotional eating, so it's about retraining the brain and helping a person overcome that food addiction. It's also telling a person what to be eating, so eating more, not less, which you alluded to at the start, and finishing the day with chopsticks so we slow down our eating habits and actually appreciate what we're putting in our body and allow for those signals to be sent from our gut to our brain to tell us we're full. Also including exercise in a way that's sustainable and improving our sleep quality, which plays an important role.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's talk about why women gain weight. Are there some certain things that happen in life?
Yeah, when it comes to the prevalence of overweight and obesity, well, men are the ones who have the biggest problem. 75% of us are overweight, but only 60% of women are. But women are unfairly targeted through marketing. And they're the first to put up their hand and say they have a problem. But what do? They react to diets or through diets. And as I've just explained, we know that that accelerates weight gain. Science has now proven that. That's one big issue. The other is significant life events that they go through that us men never have to worry about. The transition to adulthood and going on the contraceptive pill, but also pregnancy. And then later on in life, menopause and the challenges and hormonal changes that, need to be considered during these times.
Now, the book is called Interval Weight Loss for Women. So how is this plan different, to the others? And is it just for women, or do these rules apply to the men as well?
Definitely applies to everyone. And remember, firstly, we're talking about scientifically preventing weight regain. This is not another diet that's hitting the shelves. And this is what we study with our patients at the University of Sydney. We see thousands of patients every year, and they've been on all these diets, but sadly they're regaining. The best analogy I like to use with the interval weight loss program is a scuba diver preventing the bends. You can't just come to the top straight away. You have to slowly come up, equalise or stabilise and stop, go again. Same with the interval weight loss plan. You lose a small amount of weight, you then maintain your weight during the second month, You then lose weight again, maintain, lose. And as you're imposing those weight maintenance breaks, your body's welcoming the weight loss. You don't get the decrease in metabolism, the increase in appetite hormones that you typically get with the traditional approaches and the typical diets we're following.
Right.
So what you're saying is that intermittent fasting, and people have had a lot of success with it, doesn't actually work.
Well, look, there's no doubt that people respond to different diets, but what we're talking about is long-term weight prevention or weight regain. Everyone celebrates the short-term successes. You know, the friends, the colleagues, the family, when we lose weight short-term over a few months, we can typically stick to something for 4, 8, 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's not just that. Remember, we're fighting our biology. When we follow these patients up at our clinics, at the hospital, these people are sadly putting the weight back on. Sometimes it's only a few months later, but other times it's years later. But remember, they're not actually just going back to their start point or their set point. They're often ending up heavier than before they began.
Yeah.
It's an evolutionary problem.
Yeah, let's ditch the fads and stick to science. That's the message, I think, out of that. Dr. Nick, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Dr. Nick Fuller's book is called Interval Weight Loss for Women, and the book is out now.
We'll be back after this.
It's the precious moments in life that mean the most, whether it's a child's first steps or their first day at school. It's so important to cherish these moments because they really are what life's all about. Well, joining me in the studio today to talk about how we can protect those who are most important to us is Catherine. Catherine, welcome back.
Great to see you again, Jamie. You know, it is the special moments with family that make me stop and think about my loved ones and wonder, what if something unexpected happened to me?
OK, what do you mean?
Well, here, take a look at this.
When Evie looked up and said, "Mama," my heart just melted.
I still can't believe she said her first word.
I know. But then it made me think, what if something happened to us?
Maybe it's time we got life insurance.
Yeah, we just need an insurer we can trust. So we should do one simple thing and get real life insurance.
OK, you can see why life insurance can be important, particularly when you're wanting to make sure your family is looked after, even if you're not around. Can you tell me more about real insurance?
Well, hundreds and thousands of Australians, Jamie, trust Real Insurance because they are a multi-award-winning insurer dedicated to providing exceptional customer service.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And when you take out cover, you'll receive a welcome pack that explains everything you need to know about your policy. Of course, you can always call their Australian-based team if you have any questions, or you can talk to Real Insurance via Google Assist.
Great.
You can use their new state-of-the-art voice technology on your smartphone, Home Hub smart speaker, or any other device that has the Google Assistant enabled. Simply ask Google to talk to Real Life Insurance to get started.
Ah, that's great. Now, how do you apply for real life insurance?
Well, since there are no medical tests or forms to fill out, you can just call one of the friendly team members at Real Insurance who will ask a series of underwriting questions about your health and your lifestyle.
Well, that sounds so simple. How much protection can you get for your family?
Well, with Real Life Insurance, you can choose a cover amount from $100,000 up to $1 million.
Okay.
As an example, a 34-year-old female could get $100,000 cover for just $1.46 a week.
Well, it certainly sounds reasonable enough. OK, so what's the process like when it comes to making a claim?
Real Insurance makes the process as stress-free as possible.
Great.
When your family makes a claim, they're assigned a dedicated claims specialist who will help guide them through the entire process from start to finish. And if you are diagnosed with a terminal illness, Real Insurance will pay 100% of your benefit directly to you.
Well, that could be incredibly helpful during a really tough time.
That's right. And with the Real Reward, you'll get back 10% of the premiums you've paid after 12 months of your policy.
OK, who doesn't love being rewarded?
Exactly, Jamie. So make sure to cherish those precious moments with your family. Do one simple thing now to protect the dreams you have for their future. Get real life insurance today. It's cover your family can count on from an insurer you can trust. To find out more, call 1300 729 234 or search Real Life Insurance.
Thanks, Catherine.
Still to come, we've got all your 7 News headlines.
But next, Samantha Harris talks modelling and the glamorous cover shoot that saw her hanging out with her mates.
Tomorrow, here on The Morning Show, from Ramsay Street to the top of the charts and now ruling the world stages, Jason Donovan is live on Fame, Family and the role that brought his career full circle.
Also for you tomorrow, Vanessa Amorosi is set to soar. We will check in with the Aussie star as she makes her bid for Eurovision 2020. That's tomorrow, right after sunrise.
Over the past last 30 years, the Girlfriend magazine model search has helped launch some of Australia's most talented young women into superstardom, from international actress Ruby Rose to top models Abby Lee Kershaw and Catherine McNeil.
Samantha Harris got her big break after winning the famous competition aged just 13 and has built a stellar career, gracing magazine covers and international runways ever since. She's kicking off 2020 with a bang, appearing on the front cover of Marie Claire, alongside fellow Aussie favourites Jessica Mauboy and Miranda Tapsell. And Samantha Harris joins us now. Nice to see you. Welcome back to the Daily Edition. Let's talk about this cover shoot with Miranda and Jess. Jess, somehow, our little pocket rocket seems to have grown. She's towering over you.
They both have grown just a little bit. They had a little bit of help, but yeah.
How was the shoot?
It was amazing. It was so much fun to be a part of the shoot and to share the cover with Jess and Miranda. It was just, you know, it was a dream come true. Like, who would have ever thought 2023 Indigenous women on the front cover of a prestigious Australian magazine?
Yeah, all such wonderful careers you all share as well. You've come together to campaign for Indigenous people to be recognised in the Constitution. So how important is it for you to lend your voice to that, and where are we at with that conversation, do you think?
It's definitely so important for me to lend my voice. We're in 2020 now. When is it time for Indigenous people to be recognised in the Constitution? We're the First Nation, we're the first people, you know, as the Marie Claire cover says, it's time. So, you know, ScoMo, it's time, like, you know what I mean?
Growing up in the industry, have you experienced racism?
Yeah, no, I still to this day still experience racism. I can handle it a lot better now that I'm older, and I don't think in this day and age we should have to handle racism at all. But, you know, I just think it says a lot more about the person in general, the person that's kind of directing the racism towards me.
Has it changed over time in the time that you've been working?
It definitely has changed. When I first started modelling, I couldn't think of any other Aboriginal girls in the industry at that point in time. But nowadays, you know, Country Road has done a beautiful campaign. There's a beautiful girl in there called Billie Jean, another Indigenous model, and I've definitely seen a lot more Indigenous models kind of coming up through the ranks.
Now, Australia Day has just passed, and we've seen a lot of conversation on this particular date in the last few years. You've been one of many voices, I guess, you know, saying that there needs to be a bit of a change to Australia Day and a readdress. Where are you at with that at the moment?
I definitely think the date needs to be changed. I think people forget what Australia Day means to Indigenous people as well. Yes, you know, the white Australians are celebrating the beautiful country that we live in, and I love my country. I love that I live in Australia. But we're also forgetting the fact that Australia Day is when the English first settled, and that was a snowball effect to, you know, stolen generation, which my own mother was a part of, you know, murder, rape, like the list goes on. The Australia Day, I feel like the date needs to be changed because we all as Australians can't celebrate it together. We're singling out a culture that is left out on that particular day, the first culture that was here, and I think it's really wrong.
So on that, and we'll circle back to the changing of the Constitution as well, you implored ScoMo to reach out. Has there been much of, I guess, a connection to things on a federal level where you are having those discussions to possibly change these things?
Me personally, I haven't had that chance, but, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of, or maybe not a lot, there are some Indigenous people in Parliament, but I don't know what needs to be done, but something definitely needs to be done, and hopefully this cover has made Australia stand up and kind of take notice and realise that, hey, this is 2020, why aren't our first people recognised in the Constitution?
You're lending your voice in a powerful way. Girlfriend model search, of course, is where you started out, and now it's back. What is it that gave you the confidence to apply back then? You were 13.
I was 13. I was the shyest little girl in the world when I first entered, and I went along to the model search with my mum and my little brother. And, yeah, I'd always wanted to be a model. I always dreamt of being a model as a young girl, and, yeah, I went along, you know, to try my chances. I actually didn't think in a million years I was going to be one of the finalists, or, you know, even one day ever be sitting here talking to you guys. But I'm definitely glad I did.
So Girlfriend are on the lookout for Australia's next superstar. So what would your advice be to anyone thinking about applying?
Definitely enter. If some girl's a little bit shy and not sure, or it can be a little bit intimidating, it is online now, so it's so much easier than when I entered. Just definitely do it. It's a great experience, and, you know, who knows where your career could take you.
So true, who knows. Sam, so lovely to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
To find out more about how you could be the next Girlfriend model or influencer, head to our website for all of the details.
We'll be back with more in just a moment.
I really love the holidays, but while the festive season may be over, we will still be feeling the effects on our credit card for some time. We decided to hit the streets to see how people are managing their money at this time. How did you go at Christmas time? Did you stick to your budget?
Budget? No one has a budget, right?
I don't think I ever keep within my Christmas budget. I went overboard.
Did you only buy things for other people, or did you see it as a chance to spoil yourself for Christmas?
Mostly for other people, but in the Boxing Day sales, I then bought a few things for myself as well. I bought a couple of things for myself from my partner, for me, yeah.
No, only for other people.
Did you use your credit card for absolutely everything?
Yes, all my Christmas presents were all on the credit card, everything. Everything on credit card.
And do you think that you'll pay off all of that before the interest-free period ends?
I have every intention to do so, but I don't know if I'll get there.
Honestly, I don't think I'll pay it off.
Maybe not, but it'll be close.
Well, as you can see, a lot of credit card hangovers there. But good news is Nikki is joining us from Society One to help us all out. Hi, Nikki. Great to see you.
Hi, Karen. Yes, and as we just saw, many Australians do get into the spirit of the festive season. And while it may feel like a convenient option at the time, relying on your credit card during the festive season can mean you feel the pinch now the tinsel has settled in the new year. And with credit card interest rates as high as 21% per annum, surely there's got to be a better way to get on top of your finances and start the year right. Well, that's where Society One can help.
Tell us a little bit about Society One.
Society One is an award-winning marketplace lender offering unsecured fixed-rate personal loans at great low rates. And you know what? Thousands of Australians are actually getting on top of their finances by moving debt into one easy-to-manage payment with a Society One personal loan. Society One has borrowers looking for loans to renovate their home, to pay for a holiday, perhaps to pay for a wedding, buy a car. Maybe there's an unexpected expense that they want to cover off, or to consolidate debt, as we were just talking about. Now, as well as being 100% online, which is super convenient, they look at each person's individual credit history and offer a personalised rate, which is often much lower than they'd likely get from a big bank.
Isn't that fantastic? But how much can you borrow?
You can borrow between $5,000 and $50,000 with flexible loan terms of 2, 3 or 5 years. And there are no monthly fees or early repayment fees, just a one-off establishment fee included in the total loan amount.
Isn't that great? Tell us a little bit about the application process.
So easy, 100% online, so you can even apply straight from your smartphone. Just head to society1.com.au to get your personalised interest rate and repayment quote. It takes as little as 1 minute to get your quote, and the best part is that the quote won't affect your credit score, so you can safely find out what rate you're likely to get. If you like what you see, then you can apply then and there, and if approved, you could have money in your account in as little as 1 business day, Karen.
Isn't that fantastic? So it is just as easy as heading online. Everything is there for you. Nikki, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All you need to do is head to society1.com.au.
Stick around, all your 7 News headlines are coming up next. An update from the 7 Newsroom. The number of people in Australia confirmed as having coronavirus remains at 7. The government is preparing to fly hundreds of stranded Australians from Wuhan to Christmas Island, where they will be quarantined for up to a fortnight. Scott Morrison says his priority is to evacuate isolated and vulnerable Australians, with the elderly, families and children being given first priority. The Morrison government will invest $64 million into the mental health sector to help improve initiatives preventing suicide. Health Minister Greg Hunt says the funding will strengthen services and support.
We only have one goal, and that goal is towards zero, to say that each life matters and that we can do everything we can to support the pathway and the salvation for each life, to give them a sense of hope, to give them a sense that their lives are important.
The government says the announcement signals dramatic reforms that will benefit Australians nationwide. A quick check of the weather now. 36 degrees in Adelaide tomorrow ahead of a thundery change. Sizzling heat for both Hobart and Melbourne, becoming sultry in Sydney and 31 degrees. Brisbane, pretty hot and sunny there, and sunny in Perth as well, 24 degrees, 34 for Darwin.
Terrific, thank you. So tomorrow for you on the show, Colin Fastage is in. We'll see what he has to say about Manu's fighting words, plus decoding your erotic dreams. What do they really mean?
Ooh, I'm going to remember what I dream about tonight now.
We'll find out tomorrow at 2. We'll see you guys then.
See ya.
Remember it.